Welcome back to Points Before Power. Today we got a kind of a controversial topic, I guess I'll call it today, as we continue to demystify the use of credit card reward points to get you traveling on the cheap. Today, Paul and I are going to discuss, should I ever buy points? Paul, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, Mike, the short answer is no, with a huge caveat. My reason for saying no is our purpose is to reduce the amount of cash spent out of pocket. However, sometimes it makes sense to pay a little to save a lot. So, to use a colloquial phrase, we don't want to be penny wise and pound foolish. First, you should know what your points are worth. However, that's really a separate topic that we'll cover at a different time. So let's just investigate the question of should you ever buy points? By looking into a few examples, hopefully this will give you the knowledge to make the decision for yourself. So let's get started and let's use Southwest, Mike.
Yes, let's start simple and look at a one-way trip from Milwaukee to Orlando at a cash cost first. Choose a date that you're interested in traveling, pick a flight, and note the cost of that flight in dollars. Now let's do the same search looking at points. To easily make this switch, use the selection just above and to the right at the top of the screen. Now divide the dollar cost by the points. You now have the approximate value of the points if you were to redeem those. For Southwest, this is typically about 1.5 cents per point. Now let's look at the cost to buy some points and see what that costs in cash out of pocket. To do so, you will first need to be logged in. Then choose Rapid Rewards from the ribbon at the top of the screen and select Buy or Transfer Points, then choose Buy Points. Use the drop down, and for this example, you can see that buying 10,000 points costs $275. Doing the same calculation as previously, you can see that points cost about 2.8 cents per point. So in this instance, you'd certainly want to pay cash instead of buying points.
Thanks for that, Mike. I'd like to look at the same example, but assume you're short about 1,800 points in your account to book your flight using points. You have to buy points in the multiples allowed, so you'll have to round up in the points that you require. So in this example, you will need to purchase 2,000 points at a cost of $60. If you're keeping score, that is 3 cents per point, double what your redemption value is. However, if you have no foreseeable need for the points and would rather get your points balance as close to zero as possible, you may want to spend the $60 and your remaining points balance rather than pay for the ticket completely with cash. This is a decision that is case by case basis and a question only you can answer, but do know that it is available to you. We have just looked at an airline example, Southwest specifically, but the same methodology works for American Airlines, Delta, United, etc. Now let's look at a lodging example.
That's a good idea. Let's look at booking with Hilton. Let's search Walt Disney World, 2 adults, 2 children, and 5 nights. We will select the Hilton Orlando, Buena Vista Palace, Disney Springs area. Choose View Rates. Then just above the room choices, choose Special Rates. And then check box Used Points and select Done. Now you can divide the cash costs by the number of points required and obtain a redemption value. For Hilton points, my first attempt was about 0.3 cents per point. However, when I do a bit more investigating and look at the price details, I see that the cost for 5 nights comes with a 25% savings in points because the 5th night is free. Also, there are no taxes or resort fees for stays that are booked with points only. So let's look at the actual cash equivalent cost with the tax and the $35 a night resort fee charged. Using the total cost of 5 nights and dividing by the points required for those 5 nights, I now obtain a value of 0.6 cents per point. That is double what I originally thought.
Yeah, Mike, those are all good things to keep in mind. I'd like to look at the same situation, however, assuming you're short the points required to book the entire trip. In this hypothetical, we'll assume you're 19,000 points short. To find the cost to purchase the points, choose Points from the top menu selections, then scroll down and select Buy Points. It's almost at the bottom of the page. Using the selection drop-down, find the multiple of points that you need to purchase and don't forget to round up. So in this instance, 20,000 points is what you would need to purchase. Currently, when buying points, 10,000 or more, you will receive a bonus of 100% points. So purchasing 20,000 points costs $100 out of pocket. You're essentially buying 10,000 points and getting the 10,000 points as a bonus with that 100%. So in this example, if purchasing 20,000 points at a cost of $100 got me a 5th night free, about $180 in value, and one night of tax saved, an additional $20 saved, and I'm not paying a resort fee, another $35. In total, I've just saved $235. I jump on that deal every time. Pay $100, save $235. Again, ideally you are spending points earned, but this is the second best option. It still saves you money by only costing you a fraction of the full price.
Yeah, I do that every time. A trick I like to do is that if there's a card I am working toward achieving a spend limit with, use that card to purchase the points. It's a double win.
Yeah, I like that, and I've done that myself, Mike. Another reason to buy points could be you need point activity within a certain time frame so that you don't lose your points. So say every 18 months point activity is required or you lose your balance. Sometimes purchasing the points can meet that requirement. You should know the requirements of your point expiration as they can vary greatly between different programs.
Point expiration sounds like a great topic for another episode. And with that, let's wrap up today's episode. See you next time.
Take care.